Well, I'm not feeling too good today. I've been in and out of bed like all day, and I called up my doctor, and my doctor was like, "Yo, the prescription I'm gonna give you is opening a new toy. Hopefully that'll make you feel better." So here I am. I have literally done nothing today but eat, lay down, go to the bathroom, try to eat a little bit more. But I was like, you know what? I want to end my day having done something. And I'm really excited for this Power Force Commander Gree figure. I gotta give a big shout out to Rust Belt Collector for letting me know about the eBay listings on this. The fact that it was finally down to a more reasonable price. Because I unfortunately do not live close to the Disney parks. I can't go to the Disney parks and just get this. And I unfortunately live in America where for whatever ungodly reason they don't put this on the Disney Store website. I just have to order it on eBay from somebody who bought them from the parks and just mildly upcharged them. So I don't mind doing that. I think this is a very, very awesome toy and I'm very excited to get into it. It is in that same Power Force packaging we saw with the 187th Trooper. One thing I do have to say, this box art on the side right here, if you're a kid of my era, like you're into clones before the Dave Filoni Clone Wars show, this artwork will resonate. This is like straight out of the Revenge of the Sith visual dictionary. This is Commander Gree right here. In my opinion, one of the coolest and most realistic looking clone troopers of all. You can see on the back, it shows off some of the action features. He's got character phrases. He's got Sons et Luminaries. He has motion-activated gun feature. And the art, as always, on these Power Force or like just Disney toys is really cool with like all this like embossed detailing, like Stormtrooper helmets. There are Clone Trooper helmets there I'm seeing. I think I'm probably going to have to keep this box because it just looks so pretty. One interesting thing, though, if you're a clone fan like me, you may notice how it's 41st Legion Clone Commander Gree. It's the 41st Elite Corps. They're not a Legion. So, you're lame, Disney. But honestly, looking at the figure itself, I think they have made an absolutely fantastic-looking product. I have all of my other Revenge of the Sith Commander Grees. In my state of sickiness, I still pulled them all off the shelves because I want to have them all together. I want to do a comparison. But let's go ahead and get this guy open because I'm very, very excited to get this new Commander Gree into my collection and into my hands. My sickly, poor health hands. Hopefully I can cut this guy out with relative ease. I always struggle with these twisty ties. Twisty ties have been the bane of my existence for so long now. They will never go away, will they? As long as I'm a toy collector, they will never go away. Alright, let's bust him out like he's Major Chip Hazard. And yeah, this is awesome. This is so awesome. So I just hit my head with the box and it really hurt. But this figure makes up for the pain. Makes up for the sicky feeling. Like, dude, they even got all the extra stuff on his back. Like, the extra, like, ammo thingy. They got the little backpack. He's got his suspenders that he has for no reason. Yeah, very, very cool. I've always wondered, like, especially since we did see some troopers with this Commander Gree armor style in Bad Batch. Like, is this a particular, like, kind of trooper? Like, is this some sort of, like, elite, like, recon specialist, or I have no idea, but we saw the two guys in Bad Batch that had, like, the green visors and the suspenders and everything that Gree had. I assumed they were also part of the 41st, but I don't know if this is, like, a special kind of trooper, but Commander Gree has always had the coolest armor look of all the clone troopers, in my opinion. This camouflage, the silvers, the tans, the green visor. Commander Gree is my brother's favorite clone trooper, so I'm very near and dear to this clone, largely because of that. But also me just being a Revenge of the Sith boy. You know, I was like 7 or 6 when that movie came out, and that movie was everything to me. And the fact that this is the 20th anniversary of it this year is very, very exciting. Now, it definitely did take a little while for me to get my hands on this guy. I do believe it came out last year. There's a motorcycle speeding by. I love that. So again, I'm a little late to getting it, but I don't care. There's actually a surprisingly small amount of attention that these toys get, especially on YouTube. And me being the clone guy, obviously, I have to get something this awesome. You know, I'm all in on these Power Force clones. While I have the camera in this wide view, let me go ahead and get the 187th out for comparison as well. The fact that these are the first two that they've done, Mace Windu's 187th and then Commander Gree, is just kind of baffling to me. Now, if the next Disney Clone Trooper 2-pack is any indication, the next one should be the 212th. And obviously, I am all in for that. I'd love to see them deviate a little bit. I mean, clearly, they're willing to do some resculpting like they did with Gree. But I'd love to see Cody. I'd love to see Rex. Give me anything and everything. I want a whole line of these in my collection. I actually left a dedicated spot on my shelf to grow this collection in case Disney has any interest in appealing to us in that way. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a little bit more involved with looking at this Commander Gree. First of all, his articulation, from what I've gathered, seems to be identical to the 187th. He has a ball joint at the head. He has ball hinges at the shoulders, as well as shoulder pads that will move out of your way and it'll kind of go up a little bit. He has a swivel and hinge at the elbow, but it seems like that elbow pad armor is going to inhibit it just a little bit. He does have, it just looks like, swivels and hinges at the wrist right there. His other arm is going to be more limited because of the electronics. Ooh, I pressed his button. You can see he can't move his arm outward, but he can move it inward, and you can mildly rotate his wrist. But that way, you can actually have him posed, you know, holding the gun. You know, I'm not going to spend all the time to put his fingers around it, but you can have him holding his DC-15 carbine a little bit more properly. He has nothing. Oh, I forgot. He does have something at the waist. For whatever reason, I thought he didn't have anything at the waist. But yeah, he's got a swivel. He has really nice hip joints. Move forward, move out to the side. His knees can bend and swivel just a little bit, but again, the shape of the armor is going to kind of inhibit that. Then his ankles, surprisingly, are on hinges, and he's got little rockers right there. So you can get this into some pretty decent poses. This is where I start falling apart, because my brain is trying to keep up with the fact that I am not feeling well. But yeah, I mean, you can see he poses pretty well. It's not a bad figure. It's really great. I love these Disney talking clones. And like I did mention, he is a talking clone toy. One of a very rare breed. We don't have a lot of talking clone trooper merchandise. But we can go ahead and press his stomach armor, and we can hear not Tamora Morrison, not D. Bradley Baker, but a sound alike.
Look alive. All right, troopers. This is what we've trained for. It will be done, my lord. On my mark. Aye, aye, General Yoda. For the Republic. Go, go, go. Take out those clankers, boys. We need reinforcements. We're going in. Buckle your belts and check your cells, soldiers. Great company. Move out. Check in, troopers. Look alive. It will be done, my lord.
As you can hear, he has a lot of different phrases, and I'm going to be absolutely real with you. Whoever they got to voice this toy did a great job. I feel like he blended Tamora Morrison and D. Bradley Baker in his performance, and this is honestly a really great clone voice. I have no idea who it would be. I know there's a lot of great clone impersonators out there in the YouTube space. Might have been one of them for all I know. But this guy had some very awesome phrases. I loved how it was actually Commander Gree specific. He mentioned Green Company, Yoda, accepting Order 66. I really enjoyed the Gree specific voice lines for this toy. And of course, his gun is motion activated. Just kind of shake him around a little bit, and he will shoot off his gun. I really want to get in on the details on this guy because I think Disney did an excellent job capturing the look of Commander Gree. You can see the helmet has all of the different colors that it should. It has the dark greens, the light greens, the tans, the whites, the silvers. It looks gorgeous. This is one of the most gorgeous Commander Gree helmets I've ever seen put to plastic. Even better than the Sideshow helmet, if you ask me. I don't own the Sideshow Gree. I don't think the Sideshow original Phase 2s look that good. I am definitely holding out for a Hot Toys Commander Gree. I will 1,000,000% buy that on the spot. But yeah, the helmet alone looks gorgeous. But going down to the rest of the armor, you can see he has a lot of silvers. He's got a lot of silver scuffs, silver like edge work. On the torso, he's got all the accurate colors. He's got like this lighter green weathering on top of the silver and everything. His belt's really detailed. Down to the arms, he's got camo on the hands, several different shades of camouflage. On the back, even, they spared no expense, and he has silver scuffing on his back. We can see his on and off switch. That's his butt right there. Don't throw his butt in the garbage. Don't do that, please. Even down to his thighs, you can see he has a lot of the same nice detail. I'm noticing one detail that's missing now that I've gone down to his thighs. He doesn't have the strap on this thigh. Commander Gree should have a strap on this leg. The worst toy ever. I can't believe they missed such an important detail. Honestly, it would have been nice if they did include that. But honestly, just the fact that this thing exists, I think that was a detail that if they were...
This is what we've trained for.
Yeah, that's what we trained for. Honestly, out of all the details that they missed, that's probably the one that's the least important, if you ask me. I always think details on a character from the waist up are the most important. Alright guys, time for me to bring in all my other Commander Grees and see what they all look like together. So, first and foremost, my previous favorite Commander Gree figure in my collection, the Black Series. Yeah, the Black Series looks fantastic. Still one of the very best Black Series clones ever on the 1.0 body. I don't really think they need to make a new, 3.0 body Gree. I would definitely be game for it, but the paint deco needs to be on this level. It needs to be on the level of the Black Series Gree, because it is absolutely fantastic. I am in love with it. Another one of my absolute favorite Gree figures. Lacking some of the detail, he doesn't have a lot of the silver and everything. But the 30th Anniversary Gree is another really, really cool one. Absolutely love that figure of Gree. I, again, think that it's actually very up-to-date with modern 3 3/4 inch. That Gree was one of the very first 3 3/4 inch figures to integrate what we now understand as more modern articulation. Of course, I wouldn't be, opposed to a new Gree, but I definitely do enjoy that 30th anniversary one. And then now for some smaller, sillier ones. Here is the small Unleashed Commander Gree figure. Very cute. I enjoy that one quite a bit. Another one that is very cool, and interestingly actually has the strap on his leg, you can see right there, is the little Galactic Heroes Commander Gree. One that surprisingly has a lot of nice, accurate detail. I'm very impressed and surprised at how much detail is put into that little Gree. This one's really cute. The little, what were they called? Fighter Pods Commander Gree. There's a little Fighter Pod Gree that they made. And of course, I gotta have the Lego Gree. I do have the Lego Commander Gree minifig as well. That is a very cool one. And we can just set that right there. And there is my Commander Gree toy collection as it currently stands. I do also have the original, Revenge of the Sith Commander Gree and its variant, but it's not as film accurate as these are, and also I didn't feel like grabbing another 3 3/4 inch Gree. I figured you would get the gist with all this. So guys, there we go. There's my review of the Disney Store, well technically Disney Parks, Power Force Commander Gree figure. This guy is really, really cool. My only detractor is one that I didn't even notice until I got the guy out of the box, and that's that he's missing the thigh strap. To me, as a massive clone diehard, I'm not stressing over it. It doesn't make me enjoy the figure really any less. I still love this Gree. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It definitely has brightened my day just a little bit. Definitely still fighting the ickies while I'm making this video. I'm gonna have to blow my nose right after I'm done filming. But I really enjoy this Gree. I definitely like it more than the 187th, just because it's Commander Gree. It has that presence of being such a significant clone trooper. I know for a lot of Dave Filoni fans, Gree isn't as important of a clone because Dave Filoni prioritized his own clones more so than the original Revenge of the Sith cast. But for me, it's all about Revenge of the Sith. That's my #1 favorite Star Wars media. Well, I love the Tartakovsky Clone Wars too, but I don't know. I feel like as of late, Revenge of the Sith has overtaken it as the #1 spot. I'm so big on Revenge of the Sith. That movie was my childhood 20 years ago. And any and all Revenge of the Sith centric clone trooper stuff I can get my hands on, I will gladly try to take. And this Gree, the fact that it came out damn near 20 years after the movie is pretty impressive. I got my brother the helmet, the Commander Gree helmet for Christmas. I don't collect helmets. I'll only get like a Cody and 212 helmet if those ever come out. But I definitely admired that quite a bit. The Gree helmet was very, very well done. And the fact that they made a talking Gree figure to go along with it, I'm pretty happy about that. Alrighty, guys, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Special thanks to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for your continued support. And I do, again, want to thank Rustabout Collector for linking me up with the eBay listing on this. Thankfully, the seller had 2 available. And my brother, of course, being the massive Gree fan that he is JCC 1004 after all. He got his hands on one as well. So I'm very excited to see his reaction when he gets this guy and starts playing with it and everything. Because he doesn't get a lot of Clone Trooper stuff nowadays. But Gree's his boy. He does have the Sideshow Gree. And yeah, I think he'll love this a lot. Alrighty, guys. Thank you again very much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.